All right, so at 3 a.m. I get a little notification from my Jeep. It's from the owl camera letting me know, hey, it detected some sort of motion. It goes off randomly sometimes, so no big deal, but I check it and I see that there's somebody inside the Jeep. We used to be really good about locking the cars, but the Tesla has kind of spoiled us, because the Tesla, you never have to lock it, unlock it. You just walk away from the car and it just takes care of everything for you. So now we've gotten this bad habit of just walking away from the car without double checking to make sure it locks. That's inside my Jeep at 3 a.m.
He has a little light and everything. What?
Yeah.
He's wearing gloves.
He's wearing gloves on his left hand, huh? Probably to remove fingerprints. I try to enhance it, can't see anything. From our surveillance camera, it looks like there's two of them, and you could kind of hear him whispering something. I'm not 100% sure what it was, but I think he saw the owl cam and was like, oh, we should actually get out of here. It was literally 3:01 by the time I was able to get outside, but they were gone so fast. And this is just footage of me just like walking around in my underwear. I look like I'm naked. I'm wearing underwear, but because of the infrared cameras, it looks like I'm naked. Now, I did jump out there with my handgun, but I didn't do it because I want to shoot anybody. But the main reason why I got it is because it has a really powerful light. So I kind of just use that light to try to just scare them off. And for any reason, if they get aggressive or get violent, then at least I have some sort of way to defend myself. But man, I am so sick of getting robbed. We had a motorcycle stolen. We had our car broken into multiple times. I am so sick of living in that area. The irony of it all is the neighborhood we live in is probably the nicest neighborhood I've ever lived in. And that is where we keep getting robbed. They've never stolen anything valuable from inside of our car before. Like, they've stolen a USB battery charger. That's probably about the extent of what they've gotten out of our car. It just sucks, man. Like, it sucks. Like this being a regular thing. The great news is this is the last few days we are spending before we move. And this is where we are moving to. I mean, we should have just done this so much sooner. Now the thing is, we are downsizing the house a lot. It's kind of like we sacrificing the house for good location. And I'm just so happy to do this. In Sherman Oaks, we had all kinds of space. We had studio space, parking was easy, we had a large living room, we can host little parties. Even though this place is gonna be much more compact, we're not gonna have that much space, at least when we go outside, this is what we get to experience. And we're actually paying less rent than we used to pay at the last place. This feels like a no-brainer.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see all the crazy adventures we're gonna get into over here.
Another thing is that it is only 30 miles or so from our last place, but the weather is so different. Today, I think in our home, it's like 95 degrees or something like that. But here we get the sea breeze, we get wind, it's nice to be outside. Now that we have all these surveillance cameras around the house, we get notifications all the time of people trying to get into the Tesla and stuff like that. So before the surveillance camera, you know, we only really noticed if something was missing, right? But now we see it every single time people try to break into our cars and vehicles, and no one's tried to break into the house yet, which is good. Another big thing is mosquitoes. At the place that we're living in right now, we have a huge mosquito problem. I can't go outside for more than like 5-10 minutes without getting chewed up. It sucks. Carrie and I are covered in mosquito bites when we go walk the dogs, and we just spend all night just itching. And the other morning, as soon as I came outside, I saw a guy just like peeking over the fence, and he like spooked the crap out of me. It's like, hey, what are you doing here? Do you remember that day? You were, yeah, you heard it too.
Shoes.
Yeah, it's like, what? And he was like peeking over our fence and looking into our yard and stuff. The funny thing is, I've lived in a lot of sketchy places.
I mean,
but
I live in East LA, and that's like the sketchiest place, like aside from, I guess, South Central, and I've never experienced anything like that.
Yeah, it's funny because you would think that you would move to a nice area to avoid stuff like that. Right now where we live is one of the nicer areas. It's the worst place I've ever lived in terms of crime. But yeah, I'm very, very excited for this move. We're just going around and exploring a little bit, so let's keep going.
Yeah, let's do it.
Dude, how nice would it be to have a house like this?
Yeah, man.
Dude, how expensive do you think that house is?
Easy, like 5 million.
5 million?
Maybe more.
What job do I have to be able to afford one of these houses, huh? That would be your view. I think we need to start doing something aside from YouTube. We need to become investors, or we need to become like Wall Street guys or something.
So I'm starting to dabble on stocks, but I feel like I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah, why don't you guys let us know in the comments which stock Sam should buy.
Yeah.
You guys will know if I ever make a crazy amount of money because I will live right here. Okay? Okay. I won't live miles away from the beach. It'll be literally right here. A while ago, you were talking about buying a one wheel, but now that you've ridden the Super 73, which one do you like more?
The Super 73 by far, dude, because the one wheel is still kind of sketchy, and I'm only comfortable going at a certain amount of speed. Even though they both could go the same amount of speed, I'm more comfortable in the bike.
Yeah, like if it's actually for transportation, the Super 73 is freaking awesome. The one wheel's nice because it's fun. It kind of feels like you're snowboarding a little bit.
Yeah.
So you get to carve, and it really is fun. But I think since we're going to be using it more as transportation, I think we're going to be using the Super 73s a lot.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I have a pickup truck, so it's easy to kind of haul this thing around. In your car, you don't really have space to fit this in there, so it'd be a little bit harder for you to transport it around, right?
I think it'll be a good idea to invest in a bike rack. The biggest thing is that it's comfortable, it's easy to ride, and if the one wheel dies on you, you're kind of like stranded there. But if the bike dies on you, you can just use it as a normal bike.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, pretty cool. We're out here filming a little video for the Mavic Air 2, and it's pretty awesome. Review coming shortly on the main channel. Hey, Carrie, can I show you something real quick? Okay, I'm looking through the footage right now. I'm editing this vlog. Remember how we were listening to the audio on our phones and we were trying to listen to what he was saying?
Yeah, because we thought he said we gotta go.
Yeah,
right?
That's what we thought, right? But check this out. I'm enhancing the audio right now. It's not like CSI stuff. It's just literally raising the gain.
Wait, what? So you know exactly what he said?
I'm pretty sure he didn't say, let's get out of here. Try to listen, all right?
Okay.
You hear that? I think he says, is that a cop? It definitely doesn't sound like, let's get out of here. Not at all. Now that you listen to it, right? And what's funny is I'm pretty sure he's saying, is that a cop? Because as I was going to the door, I was already shining the flashlight out the window. I scanned the house real quick first to make sure the house was fine. Yeah. And I think as I was doing that, the flashlight shined out the window. They saw that and they thought it was a cop.
That flashlight is super bright.
Yeah.
Can you turn it up? Play it one more time.
Yeah.
We still don't know if he took anything out of the car.
No, he didn't. I would almost say, is that a camera? But it's not. It's like call. And I think it's a kid. Don't you think? Like, listen to how high-pitched his voice is.
He sounds young.
I think he's young, and the other guy is like maybe his older brother or something. Surefire, they make high-end like tactical lights, and they're pretty distinct because the beam itself is very focused, it's very narrow, and it's super powerful. So I think that they saw that and they were like, oh, that looks like a cop. I try to enhance it a little bit so you can see a little bit more detail on the guy. But like it's
You enhanced it really good.
Well, I just brought up the exposure, but there's not enough details. Now, if there's a takeaway I've had from this, having a flashlight next to your nightstand is not a bad idea. Now, this company Surefire that makes this light, they've actually been a client for a very long time for our production company, so we produce a lot of videos for them. But when we were filming videos for them, they say over and over that lights are always your first line of defense, and usually it helps prevent a situation from escalating. And I totally agree with it. You know, maybe if I didn't have this flashlight, then they wouldn't have known I was coming out and they would have been there, and then it would have been a face-to-face interaction, and that has a much higher likelihood of a situation going down. I'm just glad that, you know, it was just a minor thing, and it sucks, and a lot of it is our fault because we didn't lock the car, but it sucks. I mean, just throughout my time in LA, I think I've had about 4 windows bashed in, and Carrie had her window bashed in right in front of the house and stuff like that. And it sucks because it's like, for what? You know, they bash in a window, they cost you hundreds of dollars in repairs, and maybe they walk away with like 20 bucks worth of stuff. It really, really sucks. I hate that. But yeah, having a nice powerful flashlight next to your bed, I don't think it's a bad idea. But that's it for today. I think we have a pretty funny idea for tomorrow's vlog, so be sure to check back tomorrow, and see ya then.